Welcome to Fraction Series, Episode 1. Today we're going to focus on equivalent fractions as well as reducing fractions. So for the first question here, we're basically looking for a fraction that's the same thing. So equivalent basically just means the same fraction, but has a different denominator. So you want to look at how do I go from this to this? So in that case, we're going to be dividing by 2. So you want to do the same thing to the numerator. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So the answer for this first question here is 1/2. And this one's pretty easy to see, like in a circle. If we had a circle in 4 quarters and we had 2 quarters filled in, and then we had another circle and we had half of it filled in, you can see that that's the same area. So 2 quarters is the same thing as 1/2. So that makes sense visually and is actually one of the examples that you can kind of do in your head almost without actually having to think about it too much. But for the second one here, the number's a little bit too big. This time we're actually going to be going from 4 to 8 this time, so it's actually multiplied by 2. We're going to do the same thing to the denominator. So 9 times 2 is 18. And that means that 8 over 18 is actually equivalent to 4 over 9 is what this is saying. This one's a little bit harder to visualize in your head, but we're using the same concept of doing the same operation to the numerator and the denominator, so it should be correct. Now for the third question here, we're actually going to be trying to find a reduced fraction. If it doesn't have a specific numerator or denominator given to you, instead what you're going to do is try to reduce the fraction to lowest terms. In this case, I can recognize that the answer is just going to be 1 over 5. If you don't see how that works, you can think of this as 25 over 5, which is the same thing as 25 divided by 5, which is equal to 5. And since our question is flipped, we would want to flip this, which would give us 1 over 5. That's it for today. For homework, go ahead and do these 2 questions here in blue, and we'll take them up in episode 2.